Hey everyone, Harry here with the latest slow walking. She should patent a dance or something by Judge Eileen Cannon in the Mar-a-Lago case. And this concerns what is a somewhat exigent motion. Trump is now on the hustings, and until Cannon shuts him down, when it's something that he hasn't been forbidden from doing, he does it and redoubles it and redoubles that to the 1048 or whatever power of two to the something. And indeed, he's doing it. This concerns his allegation that when the feds searched Mar-a-Lago, which they did according to standard protocol and actually having confirmed that Trump wouldn't be there even, that when they did that, they were ready to, inclined to, wanted to, planned to use deadly force against him, your hero who is fighting for all of you and is the martyr for our cause against the fascist state of Joe Biden. So the idea here is it's a complete routine circular that just reminds FBI agents before a search that they shouldn't be using deadly force, except in the instance where it's really necessary. Indeed, that's the reason you go in with such a show of overwhelming force to freeze everybody so nobody does get hurt. If there's, not enough people, not enough force, that's exactly the situation. Just think about it. You're invading someone's home. They are probably realizing right away the gig is up, or they could well be in a crime. They could have Confederates there. I mean, it's a situation that is fraught with danger for federal law enforcement personnel. So now you have Trump using the standard guidance to say, do not use deadly force, to say not only were they authorized to it, because it says do not use unless, and not only were they authorized, but they were coming after him. So we've had a series of, until he shut down, he'll shout louder and louder of, Biden was locked and loaded and coming for me personally. And it's, he just is screaming it from the rooftops, knowing that Cannon hasn't forbidden it yet. Why has she not forbidden it yet? Well, as soon as he made that statement, Merrick Garland, who is very fastidious about keeping, arm's length and having any kind of perception of, personal kind of intervention in the Trump, all the Trump circus, came out and made a very unusual, this is A, totally false, and B, extremely dangerous, as indeed it is. So now we have the Trump faithful across the country believing that when the fascist state comes to search you, which they do under the Fourth Amendment with the approval of a neutral magistrate, etc., they're coming to take you out locked and loaded. And what could be a more dangerous situation for you to get hurt, or for there to be, or for law enforcement to get hurt? Moreover, in this instance, we're talking about law enforcement being witnesses in the actual case. And so the attacks by Trump, or the inflaming of his faithful, actually endanger the public for when there's searches, and B, the potential witnesses in this very case. So that, for that reason, Smith moves with alacrity on a Friday, the Friday before Memorial Day, for, this is an urgent kind of thing. She would shut him down now, because, as subsequent events have proven, if you don't shut him down, he'll continue to fan the flames. And Judge Eileen Cannon not only denied the motion, but denied it in her sort of testy, way, taking a slap at the government. What did they do wrong in this emergency posture Friday before Memorial Day? They dropped you are supposed to, when you file a motion like this, meet and confer with the defendants, just so you know, maybe they would say, okay, that's fine, we don't object, or at least you can provide the court their position. So they did. They called him up, and the defendant said, we object to this and don't think it's necessary. And they dropped a footnote in this emergency order saying exactly that. We talked to the defendants; they think it's not, et cetera. But they, the statement that they paraphrase rather than a quote. And on that basis, she denies it and puts the blame on the government for not having a complete enough meet. Oh, and they also, the government said, we recommend we meet and confer more with the defendants on Monday, but for now we're filing this motion. It's exigent. So she takes them to task, denies the motion, and says, how, you've done this before, government. You're not meeting and conferring properly. What are you even thinking? And on that basis, just balances it. Okay, and now the government has refiled and has, eaten its P's and carrots and crossed its T's and dotted its I's and said, here's now what the defense says. And just put it out there in a statement. Just give us your 2 or 3 sentences, please, Trump team, and we'll put it right in there. And they've done that. It is arguably of zero substantive difference, but they've done the formal thing. Now remember, we're talking about a situation where there is danger, perhaps ongoing, to witnesses in Mar-a-Lago, or maybe just searches all over. Remember, we've got this was the January 6th case, the biggest case in DOJ history, 1,000 defendants. There are law enforcement operations that are, going on, and continue to go on, growing out of that, and just in general, the MAGA faithful. And right now, their leader is screaming to them. They're coming in locked and loaded. So, and these are gun nuts besides. So it is a grievous situation. So what does Cannon do? She gives Trump 2 weeks to respond to this, and then another week for Jack Smith to respond. So 3 weeks to brief this motion, and then she'll take it under consideration, and who knows what she will do with it. And Trump, indeed, he got the message. He actually has asked her for an additional open-ended delay. He says, please take the thoughts of the probation office for this, God knows why, and until they weigh in, don't even start my 2 weeks running. So, this is just a perverse situation where the judge and Trump together are using the sort of fine points of process, and not even those. I mean, they had already met and conferred, and now there's zero reason she can't immediately gin this up. And she's just, completely discounting or being cavalier about everyone really takes notice when the attorney general comes out and says it's extremely dangerous. And she's just, apparently taking that as just all empty talk, all hot gas by the deep state or something. So, God forbid something happen now in the next 6 weeks when she is, lollygagging and doing the Eileen Cannon dance until she decides what to do. If she decides, what to do, but the notion that she's just discounting to near zero the serious risks here, and doing so by elevating, the how long deadlines and expanding them, and tongue wagging for failure to have the kind of full meet and confer statement that you would have if it was just an everyday motion. This is just more like not just bad judgment or bad handiwork, but a judge who is, there's a perversity here where, reaching for anything and everything to delay, including in situations that are threatening, that are, the reason for coming in is to shut him up. And of course, that it's not just something could go wrong. All they can do, they can't close the damage that's been done. All they're saying is keep him from continuing to scream out something that is patently false. I mean, patently false. The suggestion they were coming at him, and extremely dangerous, or maybe we could argue about it, sort of dangerous or possibly dangerous. But what is on the other side? Time for no good reason, just because that is the Eileen Cannon dance and playbook. It's just again really gross and flagrant dereliction by this worst of all judges in the cases involving Trump. And she'll take her sweet time here, and we just have to hope that nothing bad comes of it. But Trump, in the meantime, will be we can only expect, just saying more and more inflammatory things like Biden was locked and loaded coming for me. If you can imagine that, and imagine judges just thinking, oh, well, okay, not so serious. We'll talk in a couple months about whether we need to ask him to stop doing that. She's really an outrage. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.